Alright, so finally got the wheel socket in. It turned out to be a 2.5 inch 12 point. This absolute monster of a socket. 1 inch drive. It just fits on the wheel nuts. Takes a little wiggling, but it fits on there. I mean, you can see I've gotten all 3 of these wheels off. But right now, the bottle and regulator I was using ran out of nitrogen. So I'm gonna have to transfer from this bottle down here to that bottle. And then the car will be completely stripped. Alright, so it's not ideal. You can see the adapter right there, but it's better. I don't want to do the air change right now, so I'm going to slap that on. Actually, that's really front heavy, so let's first slap the socket onto the wheel. I got to get the center bit. So these sockets this little mechanism right here keeps the wheel nut from coming off if it starts to loosen. But I have found a way around that because it's supposed to have a specialized socket. Basically, a specialized socket that sticks in the doodad and releases those pins. But instead of that, until I get a machine part, it's like 1 in 15 hundredths of an inch. Or 1.15, whatever the heck that is. I am using a cap off of a air tool lubricant bottle, which I can cram in there and get the job done anyway. That way all these wheels are off. I can start messing with suspension like you see there. I'm not sure what that shock is from. It looks like a newer shock. I didn't think we had new shocks on this. So this one, to loosen it, you have to actually go clockwise. It's fine. So what is conventionally tightening, we're going to be loosening on this one. Well, that sucks. So I got a DeWalt instead. I don't think the gun is dead. I think I think the battery was just out because it had no charge on it. We're going to jam that in there. That's the right way around. Alright. Does not want to come off. Makes sense. We're using a 1/2 inch impact on an inch socket. But what can you do? I guess I'll transfer air. Alright, I got a transfer hose. I didn't want to do this because compressed air that needs to go, just push on it. Mainly because bottles explode. Makes me uncomfortable. But you gotta do what you gotta do to get the job done. So if I grab this guy, pop it out. I already closed the bottle, so that's not obvious. Let's get that out of the way. Go down here, open up the explodey cap. Let me get it started. That supposedly keeps it from, you know, killing everyone. And then this is going to be a bitch to do with one hand, isn't it? Bring it in through the side. And then start screwing it in. Come on, start threading. There we go. Now it started threading. Get the rest of that. Make it nice and tight. Good and tight. And that's a torque spec as well. Thread this guy in. Torque it to good and tight as well. Click. And then I'm going to open the lower pressure one first. All the way. And open the upper pressure, higher pressure one. And I'm going to run for a minute. Hide behind the Corvette. It shouldn't be bad, but I'm not taking my chances. It's just over there. I don't like it. Alright. Pressure's equalized. Let's close the big bottle. Oh fuck, what just happened? Oh, I'm rubbing my phone on the damn line. Close the bottle we're using for the gun. Give it a... Make sure it's good and closed. Same over here. And then... This is the nerve-wracking part. When you do this... Come on. Why is the bottle moving? If you don't know, the bottle gets warm when you do that. Okay, the bottle's not strapped down. I'm going to deal with this off camera. My frantic self was tightening. Now that's nice and cold. That's how you transfer nitrogen. Now why am I using nitrogen? One, it's nitrogen. Two, I can't actually stretch a bottle from the hose line over there, the normal compressor line. So I'm using this tiny bottle. Okay, come on. Just loosen up. And then, you know, you screw back this guy, undo that one, screw on the Don't Kill Me lid, and you're good. Alright, so I'm going to take this stupid hose over to the inch impact gun. Just bring it right back here. slap it on that. It's not pressurized right now, but it will be. As soon as I open the bottle, get rid of the kink. And open it. Scary noises. Up to 90 psi. Maximum torque. And safe gun operation. It is rotating in the proper direction. Yep. Pop it in. Something's wrong here. That should be enough. That is loosened. It's definitely loosened. Alright, we're gonna pop this off and see what happens. Okay, so it's not sitting on the pins. Pop that in. That's in. Pins are down. I pop the gun on. Give me a second. Loosening torque is conventional tightening. The gun is spinning that direction. There we go. It's off. Alright, now that that's off, let me try and figure out what was wrong with that wheel that it required so much torque. And that thing, I had to go at it kind of hard to get that guy off. I mean, there'd have to be a damaged thread or something. It's gonna be low light. All that looks fine. Well, that might be something. You can kind of see it right. You can see it right there. There's some kind of damaged thread bit. That might have been keeping it from coming off. That was still a lot of torque though. Sustained torque, so it was interesting. But you can see, tighten this guy, it goes reverse from conventional. And we'll just leave those on for right now. And that's the wheels off. One final thing to note is that these are actually magnesium wheels, which are extremely light. Very expensive. What are these shocks? They've got Hyperco springs. I don't know. Let's see. They're dynamite shocks? Okay. We'll see if we still swap them. They look to be alright. But yeah, GT-R wheels and shocks and suspension and stuff. So I hit that spot with a bit of brake clean, and it turns out that it was just anti-seize that had picked up some gunk. So the threads aren't damaged, but you know, now we know. They use anti-seize just on the rear, which confuses me. But you shouldn't be using anti-seize on these wheels, because all of a sudden you get brake dust and dirt and grime all caked into those threads, and then you screw a wheel nut on, it just embeds all that junk into the threads and screws them up. So just some brake clean cleaned it off though.